All right, my friends, welcome back to another V-Rising video. This one is going to be about a very useful tool called the V-Rising database that was made by Vinn from the Dojo and the legendary thief himself, El Bandito. If you don't know who those people are, you are missing out. I'm going to be linking their socials in the description, as well as a link to this specific database. So what this is, it's just an extremely useful tool to get quick access to pretty much all the information you're going to need surrounding spells, jewels, armor, equipment, and weapons, including legendaries, as well as the shards. It also has a link to a calculator that El Bandito did here. Feel free to explore this at your leisure. Essentially, it allows you just to calculate the base material costs of everything that there is in the game. So you can kind of, if you're trying to really get into the nitty gritty and plan a run very specifically to know exactly how many gold necklaces you need or radium you need for some specific item, you can use that to essentially find that information or plan that information out. So first things first, we're going to go here. This is the quick access page, just showing you basically general terms, acronyms that we use in the game. And we will go ahead. Also, here you can see Grim XV. This is a copy. I think this is like I believe this is the copy of his combo document that shows all the combo interactions between weapons. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this. So next page, we're talking about the effects, what they do exactly, because V-Rising itself is kind of bad when it comes to explaining what the effects are specifically in the tooltips in some situations. So for instance, whenever it says silence an enemy from soul burn, what does that even mean? Right? Like, okay, silence, like you can't do, like in normal games, most RPGs, silence generally means you can't use spells. In this game, it means you can't do anything other than move. So this specifically will kind of outline what that means. Snare. A lot of times whenever I hear snare, to me, it's similar to the word root, right? You're rooting in place. So like you can't move, but you can still take actions. In this game, similar, but generally it's applied as like a fading snare. So like you start at negative, your movement speed is reduced by 100%, and then it slowly starts to go back up. And that would be something like the Reaper Q. If you hit somebody with a Reaper Q, their speed will instantly, it almost like staggers them essentially, and then they slowly gain their speed back up. So you can go through this and kind of just look through every single one of these effects here if you want more information about that. Spell unlocks. This one's really cool too. This one tells you exactly what boss gives what tier of point, spell point. So if you're trying to plan out and get and rush a spell early, you can use this to figure out exactly what boss you need to kill as fast as possible to get unlock you whatever build it is you're looking for. So for instance, if you really want to get a tier 2 chaos chaos spell point, then we know that you can go to Jade the Vampire Hunter first, and that would be the first boss you'll have to kill to get that tier 2 chaos point. Same thing goes with Unholy. You can go to Krieg, and same thing with with tier 2 Illusion, Christina, Vincent the Frostbringer, Domino, that kind of thing. And you can use this to really just plan out and get very specific spells as fast as possible. Here's a list of all the passives. This one's really useful as well because it's kind of hard to get all this information. It's nice to have it on the side instead of having to click through every single passive thing whenever you're looking at your Altar of Stygian Awakening. You can just have this on the side and say, okay, I want to get, maybe you want to get whatever this is, Bloodthirsty or whatever it is first, or then you want to go to this one, then you want to get that one, right? Maybe you want to get in that order, or maybe you can just prioritize that way. Even just referencing it to know exactly what the effects do is really nice. And next, my absolute favorite page. This is the best one. This one is the juice, my friends. Right here, this is this is what we're looking for, is every single jewel in the game for every single spell, what the effects are, and what the range is on the roll. So for instance, right here for Crystal Lance, you can see increased projectile range and speed. The low roll is 12, the high roll is 24%. This is extremely useful for theory crafting and trying to figure out like what your best jewel is on any particular spell. It's just, otherwise you have to sit there and just roll over and over again, and it's just really obnoxious to try to figure all that out. So they did us a huge solid by having every single jewel here in one convenient location. So very, very cool stuff here. Use this to your heart's content to try to figure out exactly what you would like to use on your jewels or on your spells, and try to come up with the coolest builds that you can. Next page here, we have the armor sets. We're gonna go through, obviously it shows every single one of the armor sets and what their bonuses are. So here it just shows like for each individual piece what it gives, and at the end it tells you what the set bonus is for that piece. So very, very cool here. Starting, it obviously shows every single one of them as well, which is pretty nice. So you can know exactly, even down to the tier 1, you can kind of theory craft what you want to do, even all the way down to tier 1 if you wanted to. And we have the rares and epics page. So this is actually more so just the stat roll and stat ranges of rares and epics. So the blues and purples, and telling you what you can get. This is actually super nice to know this, to know exactly what options there are. So if you're using something like the arena, by the way, and you're trying to generate a specific legendary weapon, these numbers and letters, they correlate to the numbers and letters that you have to put on to your legendary whenever you're trying to spawn. There's a chat command in the arena to spawn any weapon you want to spawn, essentially, with whatever infusion and stats it has. And you would just use these numbers here, numbers and letters here, whenever typing in the command to get the exact weapons that you want, or exact stats that you want for your weapons. And we're going to go to the legendary page, also a very awesome page here, telling about, just basically just puts every single one of the weapons, legendary weapons, in a specific location, the artifacts, showing what they do, what their stats are, just to give you an idea. And again, just having all this information in one place so you can decide, like, theory craft your run to your heart's content, get all the information right there and present so you can just see it all at once. And lastly, we have the soul shards, what each of the stat bonuses are for each of the soul shards, and what the ultimates do exactly. So anyway, yep, this is gonna be a quick one. Again, I'm gonna link this in the description. Hopefully you find this very, very helpful. I've been using this for a while now, and I've been meaning to make a quick video about this, but just kind of got distracted by other videos. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys throughout your run and through any future runs. But anyway, that is gonna be it. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again to Vinn and El Bandito, and we will catch you in the next one.